Welcome back. You're now watching the political segment on The Weekend Show. On the 29th of May 2023, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was sworn in as the president of Nigeria. Since that time, we've had fuel subsidies removed. We've also had the naira to the dollar unified from the central bank and in the banks. How has this affected the people? What we have seen as average Nigerians is fuel prices increase almost monthly by over 1,000%. We've also seen the naira to the dollar getting as high as 970 naira in the parallel market yesterday. And so the government says we've unified this rate. However, an average Nigerian still can't get into the bank to buy dollar if they need it for their business or if they need to pay for flights or whatever it is. And so what's the point if the banks are going happy and the BDCs are still deciding how much the naira to the dollar is? So we've been talking about what's the point of having decisions without strategies and ways to implement it to make life better for people. Now, the federal government had said they would give palliatives of about 8,000 naira to several families over a period of time. But Nigerians kicked against this, and the government has said they would revisit it. We've also seen the ministerial screening, where some names were replaced at the last minute. And we've also seen, while some governors or former governors who are facing charges on corruption or other issues have been allowed to take a bow and go, we've seen some other people, their clearance have been suspended. What exactly is going on? On the 2nd of August, the National Labour Congress decided to go on a one-day warning strike when the government got back to them with a charge for contempt of court if they proceed. Now the government has withdrawn it. So a whole lot is going on. At the end of the day, cost of living is getting higher and higher for the average Nigerian. So we'll be talking about the state of the nation and how all of this affects us. And joining us in the studio, we have as a return guest, Honorable Usman Ibrahim, a great supporter of the current ruling party, former member of the National Assembly, and also now one of our political analysts on this show. Welcome back to the show, Honorable.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Speaking for the people and the average Nigerian man, we have Chief Suleiman Ibrahim Ahijo, who is the Sarkin Tilijo district of Michika local government. Yeah. Welcome back.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Honorable, before the election, you told us you had faith in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his plans which he has to deliver. We've seen, for us to get ministerial list, it took almost 60 days, the exact 60 days, and now we've had the list of people. I'll start by saying, how confident are you in the list of ministerial nominees that the president has submitted and the screening process so far?
Thank you very much, my brother, and good morning, AIT, the great AIT, my chief too.
Thank you.
I also want to make a little correction. I'm also a chief. I'm Sardauna Samari in Nigeria. So
I wanted to include that. So you will speak for your people
chiefs now
as well.
Yes. Well, thank you very much. Actually, I'm 100% support of my party and my leader, the president of this country now, and he's making it. Though I also want Nigerians to understand that there are problems here and there. Life is also about problems. Problems solve and problems come and will be solved. We're working on the solving of the problems and he's doing that. So I believe those who are coming from different angles asking for such things, removal of this, doing such things, it's part of the process in democratic situation like this. So I believe we will get it. I have very much confidence in my president. He's going to do it. He's a man that he's not here, he's not corrupt, he's not here to squander anything. He's here to make the fix. And he promised Nigerians that let's come together and fix Nigeria. And I believe Nigerians should have that mindset that let's do it together now. And it's time for us to understand Nigeria just belongs to all of us and we can do it. So I don't think there's any problem as such that Nigeria is getting it. All these things is just a matter of time.
So in the last 2 months, he has removed fuel subsidy, which we agree has saved the country a whole lot of money. But we're an oil-producing nation. President Buhari has said, I'll fix refineries, I'll fix refineries. Nothing has been done. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has said people should take their time, they should just be patient. but we've seen 70 billion naira approved for the Senate. We've heard the Senate president telling all of them they'll get 2 million naira for their holidays. But my point is, this was after they had done screening, which was their job. The list of people the president has submitted as ministers, are you confident in that list?
Very much confidence, because those are people who know the terrain. In fact, let me just say again, about Nigeria in particular, there are all eyes on Nigeria. Let me borrow that word. This Nigeria is a peculiar and a particular country in this planet. And I'm sure international communities are having some certain things, but let's Nigerians understand that we will get a time that we can fix it ourselves. There's no two ways about it. No doubt, let's have confidence in us, in ourselves first. You see, when issues like this, there are a problem behind it. Don't feel that Nigeria will just be like any other country in outside things. No, don't believe in that, but we will make it. Those he's selective of ministerial lists and the rest of them, those people, many of them, he knows them. They're in the systems. And they will sway to make sure that they will fix and they will work for Nigerian benefit. I believe we should applaud them, and we should also support them to make sure things work well for us. Instead of my own taking is, I don't want to go into a situation where people will be feeling as if as why somebody is MBing this and MBing. That's not the right thing. When somebody got us, fix it, please support him so that he will do well, and that would support. Removal of subsidy, fixing of refineries. It is not things that you just take it like as if as things that you just fix it and put it. No, it needs time, process, and the rest of it. Nigeria is a larger society. You can see how we've seen the removal of subsidy. Well, it's a game of, I don't know how to describe it, but leave it at be. With time, things will change, and we'll learn how to do it. That's the subsidy issues. But people who feels that Nigeria will not be better, I think they're lying. Nigeria will be better, and it's getting better at the moment. I'm telling you the truth.
We'll come to that. Chief Suleiman.
Yes, sir.
You, both of you are chiefs, but I know you have a close relationship with your people. What's the word on the street? What are your followers, your people? What is the average Nigerian feeling about the cost of fuel, the removal of fuel subsidy, and the increasing prices of everything in the nation?
Thank you, Doctor. You see, the situation at hand now, I can say we are on time bomb. Yes, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu is an outstanding politician that have been preparing to become president. But I'm afraid, we are afraid that either if there is no time bomb or trap, because the crying during former President Muhammadu Buhari, everybody was crying loud about the situation at hand or in the country. But when President Tinubu come in, everybody look at it in different perspective and understand that yes, he will be more, maybe Nigeria would benefit more because of his capacity and political experience. Everybody is expecting a very positive change. But you see, the situation of this fuel subsidy and the valuation of Naira has, at the same time, is something very serious that if President Tinubu is not careful, that will be a very big problem for him, not only for today, even for tomorrow, even if he leaves it. Because the hardship people are going through today is beyond anything. There is no food, Dr. Sardauna, there is no food in the table of Nigerians. People are crying like never before. On a serious note, I'm telling you, artisans, they don't have work doing because even those that are in position are not well fed. Who will take care of house or maintain a house? It is only few, and those few, maybe even the companies, they have reduced drastically number of their staffs. The street is roaming. People are crying. So I think it is very important for the president to understand that the regulation, either to reconsider stand on fuel subsidy. If fuel subsidy is here to stay, as he said, then the regulation, the valuation of Naira should be reconsidered, more special to the importers of the fuel subsidy. Sir, the country now, people stealing food in the farm, people stealing crops inside of, people go to bush stealing farm products. There is hardship. People can no longer maintain themselves. Everybody, before Nigerians can stand a time and pretend. But now, no one is pretending. One, you will see some people walking on the street, he don't feel anything to tell you that, don't you know we're in subsidy matter? So all these things is a time bomb. I'm a Muslim. Even the feeding is #1 priority. There is no remedy to hunger. Human being must feed. So there is no going back on this. President Tinubu should cycle this. By his presentation, by his ways, I can see pressure in him. I can see he is disturbed. So I'm afraid for him not to be confused. He should cycle those things. They call feeding as first law of survival. There's no way you will do anything or you can program anything, even ahead of prayer. God himself say, if you are hungry, you are permitted to go and eat first before you go and pray. So it's a first law. Nigeria, there is hungry in the town. There is hunger everywhere. Maybe in Abuja, they are not seeing it as that. I'm telling you, in my community, I can see hunger, starvation, walking alive. Sir, you cannot stay on the street like this, more especially we that people come to us every minute, even if you don't know, you are not related to somebody. Somebody, if being a chief, he will come to you and say, sir, this is my situation. And he is expecting you to give him a little. Sardauna know about this, what we, the traditional institution, are facing. Thank God, he said he is ready to, he want to work with traditional institution. I think he should hear from traditional institution little to understand situation of Nigerians today. We are in serious problem. Yes, subsidy, it's time for subsidy to go. But I don't think that is how it should go.
Honorable, do you have something to reply to that?
Yes, I will reply, my brother. Well, why the hurry? Let me ask that questions. Nigerians should be patient enough. This is life. Life is a process. You cannot be wake up in the night and feel that everything is okay. No, it is life. I know, thank God, a chief, a traditional ruler like you have your followers and you know have dependence on you and the rest of it. You see, even in this farming we do, you have to cultivate, you have to cook all these necessary things before it reach the food on the table. Why are we in a hurry? Just barely 2 months for this man just coming. People putting on all this, removing the subsidy. He was saying it during the campaign. Even Buhari promised in 2019, he says he will remove subsidy. Unfortunately, what happened, we don't know. But Buhari stands on one thing, whether somebody like it or not. He said we should produce, we should eat what we can do here. And Nigerians, that's what they feel. Now, you are blaming who? Who is blaming who? That sometimes we are the architect for our problems, Nigerians. We don't believe in things that, yes, government, the people reluctant on government, oh, let me see. I supported one governor, let me remain at my home, and then he would pack dollar and naira and give me all sorts of things. That's one I believe in Nigeria, and we should stop it. If we want to become a country, let's all of us strive to do the right thing together and get the result.
Honorable,
Hungary is there, I agree, there's hunger. Actually, there's hunger. Hunger on which basis? What about during the campaign? Nobody talks about it. Is it only now that Tinubu started something before even the cabinet, so they are not yet constituted? They are in the process of taking this one is not good, remove this, replace this, such things, all that. We need to have things accordingly.
Honorable, so a couple of facts. The president has been ready, and he said it has been his lifelong ambition to become president of Nigeria.
Yes.
So one would expect that he would have had his cabinet list even before the election. And I've said this to you before. Some of you who have worked for the party, you've also shown yourself in government. There are a lot of people who can fill this list. And so I strongly believe taking 60 days was too long, because it has now increased the time for the security services to do their clearance. Within that 60 days, some Nigerians have died as a result of hunger and poverty. Some Nigerians have died as a result of insecurity. And in all fairness, I'm not blaming the president, because we need to hold our state governors accountable. But where you said that sometimes we're the architects of our own problem, if someone decides to farm and herdsmen come into their farm and they destroy the farm, is that the person's problem? Or if the state's governments, they are not doing anything about communal crisis. Just yesterday, between Lafia and Makurdi, they blocked the road because some people killed some other person, and the people had blocked the road, saying until the governor comes to speak to them. So Nigerians are actually trying to work. The artisans are looking for work to do. Farmers are trying to farm. Even you, I'm sure you have a farmer, you know the difficulties. Exactly. And you know the difficulties you face. I know he has a farm. He's even brought eggs for us before. And so the truth of the matter is that I do believe Nigerians are trying. But this 60 days, 1 month is a long time, 2 months, which leads me to my next conversation. We've seen at least 4 coups in different African countries in the last 4 years, from Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. Right now, a couple of days ago, the ECOWAS security chiefs have agreed to have a military action. The Nigerian Senate have said, no, we don't support it. Some Nigerians are saying we don't support it. Some are saying they support it. When the people are complaining about their standard of living, economic situations, and poverty, that's the reason why we've had all our military coups. I mean, besides the greed. And we are not praying for any military coup in Nigeria. But in most cases, these are the situations which they cite. With what's going on in Nigeria, it threatens the peace. However, let's talk about Niger versus Nigeria. What's your position on using military force to regain democracy in Niger?
Thank you,
Your
Doctor.
opinion.
Yes, my opinion. The fact is that you should remember the antecedent of our new president. It's a man who fought for democracy right from the beginning. In fact, he's one of the person that make this democracy thrive in Nigeria today, whether I would like it or not. That's one thing I always applaud him for. ECOWAS has a rule, guide, and law. We agreed as a member state that nobody should allow coup or whatever. Nigeria is doing its best, is even supportive. Now, those people came in. All of a sudden, an legitimate president, elected president, the military come overnight and took over. And they expect Nigeria as a mother to West Africa, by extension to Africa. Just keep quiet, not talking anything in the kind of process. At least what ECOWAS says, please, let the junta, even if at least they need somebody, the Senate said they should not go or thereabout, let them come with their timetable. Okay, yes, agreed. These are our reasons why we took this thing. It is in our country. Please forgive us. This is our timetable for citing will come back to democracy. It's understood. But if the charlatan are just saying, as a junta, are just rubbish like that, I think Nobody's saying that. It's been our neighbors, our brothers there. Nobody's saying that we should go and fight somebody. But at least they should have warnings. They should be warned. We have other things that without even using weapons. We have other economic something that we can hold them on that is even more harder than that of war. That is my opinion. Let them respect Nigeria. Our position is there. Democracy is to strive. And it is not going to be failing. When Nigeria has started democracy, and that's the journey for it.
Thank you for very
To my, before my
Yes,
brother
okay.
would say, you know, we really come from the same place and we know each other.
Okay.
Yes, the climate is ours. Let's be thankful to God, Almighty God. What we've gone through, the Boko Haram and all this years, I'm going to barely 20 years now. Kashim fought all these things, and we've seen that today we survive it. A little things, it is only a matter of time. Why Nigeria in a hurry? Let's put the prayer first. Let's agree. Subsidy should be removed. He remove it because there are processes to that, and it will continue, and it will be better for Nigerians. The hardship, is it only of subsidy? Is it because only transportation? Is it only that thing that, yes, today, foil in your car and all of that? But he did not remove it just based on his wickedness. No. He removed the subsidy for the good of Nigerians. Let's make research and find out why. That is my reason. Labours, they always see that they are jealous. They hear the figures of kind of, for some people got in this, and they always say, we cannot be folding our arms, let's make some noise. It's not fair. We change this country from the bottom of our heart and make sure this Nigeria becomes.
So you think
a country.
labor unions should be patient?
Should be patient. Are they not part of us? They are part of us. They are Nigerians like us. Who are they fighting for? Is it not for the sake of Nigerians or fighting for their own because they are a group of such? No. Let's make sure that whoever is doing something is for the sake of the country. Support your president. You get it in Nigeria, in those developed countries like America and the rest. Before you do, first you are Americans. Why don't we apply side things? We'll get it right. We have everything in Nigeria. Even the areas of farming and all that. If you know how before the cheapest area where I came from, Lake Chad side, food is just a secondary. We can't talk about food. It's there, but people become lazy and feel that yes, government should just gather this thing and give us a kind of,
I'll let you have the final word.
Yeah, talking about Niger junta, actually I can see how my president is in trouble. The truth about it, the history of Nigeria and Nigeria is not something you can draw a line. Before the coming of our colonial masters, these are people governed by one people, by one emirate. So now it was after this thing that the line was drawn. So there is blood relationship. It's not about either the tribe or whatsoever. So that's why you see the teaming Nigerians are intervening in order to stop the military action on Niger, because any problem or any situation that Niger find themselves in definitely will affect Nigeria. If they are facing 100%, definitely will affect 60% will be on Nigeria, because Nigerian will enter Nigeria as a Nigerian. You can't do anything about it because they have cousin brothers, blood brothers. So our relationship has been very intact ever since before even the independence up to today. So my president is under pressure. I know the Western world, and as his position as ECOWAS chairman, he must act, of course. And the Western world, UN, are also pressurizing that let them, let ECOWAS take action. So, but thank God he opened a door for anybody that care to intervene to see what can happen. Going back to situation of Nigeria, just as Sardona said, you see, Nigerians are blessed with people, kind people. As far as I'm concerned, there is no labor now in Nigeria because the aims of labor and the objectives are defeated. Everybody understands that they are more connected to politics. They have been politicized. So no one even take them serious. You see, whatsoever you will do, if you are not doing it with all sincerity of purpose, nobody, if people understand you, it will not be respected. So the situation Nigerian teeming masses are facing today, they don't have, apart from those working as civil servants or public servants, they don't have positive representative that, you know, checkmate this thing. Even the human rights activists that are in the country, they don't have money to finance the project.
Okay, unfortunately,
Yeah.
because of time, I'll end with the Latin maxim which says the voice of the people is the voice of God. You have spoken for the people,
Yes.
you've also spoken for the people. At the end of the day, the goal really is for the improvement of Nigeria and the people. And like you have both rightly said, Labour needs to understand that they are there first for Nigerians, not themselves and their own goals. I know you want to say something.
Yes, I
10
just
seconds.
Yes,
Yes.
maybe it's even 5 seconds. I just want to talk about Nigeria issues.
Yes.
You see, this issue of law and order
Yes.
of the regions, is it not supposed to be respected? It's supposed to be guided and guided for the benefit of all. Why? I watched one video, it's very horrifying. And a fucking bloody soldier from Nigeria is calling Nigerian military a women and the rest of it. That's an insult. I don't take it. That's what makes me feel. But that's not what we are going. Nigeria is bigger and bigger and it has the capacity. We're not asking for military. Nobody is asking. Even our president did not ask for military action. It says the process of democratization. That's what it's talking about. Nobody is saying that the military are coming to invade Nigeria and kill people. No. They only say, please, this is what we should do. Let's have that something on the table.
Okay.
And it's simple as that.
Thank you.
Why people are taking as if
I need to wrap up, and I must apologize for any inappropriate language used, and also the opinions of our guests and the opinions of the guests and not that of the Weekend Show AIT. However, we do understand that these are passionate issues which affect all of us. You can watch our episodes on YouTube at the Weekend Show NG. You can also follow us on all social media platforms at Weekend Show NG. You can follow me at Andy Maduke on all platforms. We'll see you next week. Do have a blessed weekend.